It's always a good day when you talk some Friday the 13th news, but of course, when it comes to Friday the 13th, it's usually confirmed and then canceled. And A24, it's not canceled, so to speak, but we all know that they told Brian Fuller, the showrunner of this A24, that's going to be on Peacock, they told him, hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. They didn't like what he was going to do. And we didn't really know why, but now we do. And this news has been out for a couple days, so I'm sure you probably heard this stuff already. But for those that haven't, I'm going to dig into the reasons why A24 canceled. Not canceled. Again, I need to stop saying it's canceled, but it's on pause. They're going to relook at it, renew everything, and it looks like the budget is the main thing for this, guys. Because according to the Wrap, $85 million is what this was projected to make. And I think that came out to like 9.6 million per episode. That's just ridiculous. If you really think about it, let's put another perspective. The highest budget for a Friday the 13th movie was the remake in 2009, which I absolutely love. Spoiler alert, is better than the original. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. That was only $19 million. So the highest budget production for a Friday the 13th movie is $19 million. And this first season was going to be $85 million. It does not need to be $85 million. I mean, if you really think about it, guys, it doesn't need really CGI at all. It's an outdoor setting, so the lighting is almost natural. It's a pretty good filming location because you're out at a cabin out in the woods. You're not like in a city. You don't need to pay the city to block the roads off. You're out in the cabin out in the woods. You almost don't need a permit for that. So I really don't know where this money would go to, besides like getting well-known actress or actors. And speaking of that, they were gonna have this chick that some people might know, some people do know. Yeah, Charlie Theron. I'm not the biggest fan of her, but I respect her. I would do it. She knows her stuff. She's a very great actress. I really liked her in Furiosa. She was pretty solid Furiosa, but again, she's in a billion bunch more movies. But she was going to play Pamela Voorhees for the first season, which would have been very interesting. But that shows you that they really were serious about the actors and actors bringing it in. So that could be where the money, most of the money was going to. So I get that. But it looks like A24, they wanted to take that $85 million and cut that in half. And I can see Brian Fuller being like, nope, that's not going to work. And that's when they, pieced out. And you got to think, A24, they don't put out that much money because this is a small studio that's new. I mean, they're starting to put money like they did Civil War. That was $50 million. That's the highest they put in for a production budget. So this would have been literally almost double that, guys. Almost double, because it'd be $35 million more than the biggest movie they've ever done. And this is just a season one. I don't know how much money they can make off Peacock, as in like advertising. I'm sure they can make it quite a bit, but I totally understand why A24 told Brian Fuller, like, cut that in half or we're going to find someone else. Some interesting things that I was really hoping we were going to see, and I still hope they do this because they can still take the ideas of what I'm about to talk about and still use it, but rethink of how you're going to spend the money to make it. For example, Kevin Williamson, he did Scream. He wrote 1, 2, and 4, co-produced 5 and 6, and he's going to be directing the 7th movie. So he is the Scream, the main guy for Scream. And it looks like he wrote one episode, and really the surrounding was a frozen lake and snow. So we've never, ever had a winter or a frozen lake yet. And that's something that would be absolutely awesome to see. We have had that fan-made movie. You can go check that out on YouTube. It's really good. But that's something that we would absolutely love, and I hope they bring that back to me. See a Jason in the snow. That'd be pretty sweet. Imagine him hiding in a snowman and then pops out. That'd be pretty wicked. Other things that I thought was very interesting was that each season was going to be representative of the first 4 movies. So like season 1 would be all about part 1, the original movie. Season 2, part 2, when he has the potato sack mask. Part 3 is when he actually gets the mask, and part 4, which is my favorite and the best in the whole franchise, when you get the introduction to Tommy Jarvis. I absolutely love that. And each season was going to be that. It looks like Pamela Voorhees was only going to be one season, and then each season you have a new main character. And I absolutely love that. And you got to remember, so when it comes to the rights of Jason, what can they use? What can they not use? Pretty much when it comes to the movies, that is very divided. But when it comes to the TVs, he can use anything they want. So they could use the young Jason, middle Jason, older Jason, dead Jason, whatever mask Jason, anything you want. Camp Crystal Lake, the name Friday 13, Pamela Voorhees, whole 9 yards. They have the right to do that. So we're going to see a lot of it. I really hope they stick with this formula. I would absolutely love to see that. Well, I guess this also was going to start immediately after Jason died, when he drowned as a kid. I guess this is what the starting point was going to be, was that the opening scene most likely was going to be Jason drowning. Because in the very first movie, it was, Pamela killing the first 2 people in the opening scene. This would have been a different opening scene, and I think this actually would have been correct. So a lot of the stuff I really hope they do and stick with it. I'm really curious who they're going to bring in. But, I mean, they can't really mess it up. I mean, like, it's a simple, easy formula. It's right there in front of you. Just stick with what you like. You don't deviate too far off the path. Keep Jason the way he's supposed to. Keep the mask the way he's supposed to. Let him look good. Have a great lake. Because, like, part 3, that was the worst lake I've ever seen in my life, part 3. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and really watch. You're going to tell me. But, yeah, that's all the Friday 13 update about what we could have seen. We still can't see some of this, but we might get, we get someone else in there. They might want to do something completely different, but that is what we could have saw for, yet again, a Friday 13.